Hi there friends, welcome back to another video on paying it forward. In this particular video it's something pretty short but something I thought was pretty cool, which is all about shortcuts on Windows and all the different ones that I use in my day-to-day. I thought we'd take a look at them together, kind of learn some new things and see how we get on. I've included the keystrokes in the bottom right hand corner of the video so you can take a look there and to validate what I'm using, but I'm looking forward to sharing this one with you. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first shortcut I want to show you today is using what's called Windows Shift and S. And I use this literally all the time, every single day. It's probably my most used shortcut that I use inside of Windows. And it's all for taking, let's say, screenshots or screenshots of a specific area on the screen that you want to be able to get. Let's take this example. So I see from my friend here in Microsoft Data that he's made a new post. And let's say I want to kind of take that post and share it with a colleague or put it into a PowerPoint presentation. I don't want to have the whole page as a print screen. I just want to take that region. So I'm going to hold Windows Shift and then press S. And if I drag it, you can see I can define the region of this post. And then I can open up PowerPoint and I can then paste in the thing that I wanted to. So this is the first shortcut that I wanted to show you. Again, it's super handy when you want to bring something over. What's also useful is that it pastes it as an image as well, because sometimes when you're looking at things on the screen, it might be that you're working with an image file that might not be an image, and this way you can quickly take it and use it as you would wish. All right, let's go on to the second shortcut that I use quite a lot, and there's a couple of different ways of doing this, but the first one is going to be Windows and then comma. So if you do see that, if I take the yours, you can notice that the screen has all gone away, but if I let go of it, then it all comes back again. So it basically hides all your windows temporarily until you release the buttons on the screen and you reopen it again. So you can see perhaps in that bottom right hand corner the command there, which is Windows and then comma, which basically hides temporarily all of your screens. If you did want to, let's say, minimize everything all at once, you can press Windows and then M, and you'll notice now that all of my windows are minimized and I've actually not touching the keyboard anymore, and now I just go back to my screen. Alright, on to the next one, and this one I use also quite a lot during the day, and this is something that I used a lot when I was in the office, because we used to say that if a workstation was not locked, then someone would normally go on there and write a message like security has taken your device or something, just as a joke, because we wanted to ensure that people were actually locking their devices, because if it wasn't locked then someone could obviously compromise your device. And instead of doing it the old way, which was Control-Alt-Delete like this, so if you'd open Control-Alt-Delete, then you'd get a screen which would say, do you want to lock the workstation? There's actually a command which is Windows and L. You'll see that I come into this screen here where it's locked, and then I can put my PIN code back in to be able to get back into the device, and I'm back in again. The next one I want to show you is something called the Emoji Bar, which that's my name for it. Maybe it's not the correct name, but sometimes you want to have quick access, especially when you're typing with people, to kind of emojis. So in this case, I'm going to come into this text box and I'm going to hit Windows full stop. And Windows full stop opens this little bar where you can pick emojis, GIFs, other images as well, and something I'll show you in a minute, which is just over here. So I can say like put some eyeballs, like take a look at this, and then I might want to, I don't know, I'm curious if it's going to work. Let's try and put in here another text box, and we're going to open it again and pop in a GIF. So this funky cat, there we go. And that's not going to scare anyone at all if they're looking at this presentation, right? But you can see that you've immediately been able to do all of this by using the what I like to call the emoji bar, to be able to bring in all of these different features into your presentation or into your chat, to be able to kind of express yourself in the way that you would want to. A good thing as well is that in this bar it contains the symbols and other things as well, but for me it's a really popular one. I use it without thinking, I would say, most of the time now, especially when chatting with friends. I think they're familiar that I often use emojis to kind of express myself. Alright, that brings me on to the next one, which is kind of closely related to the emoji bar, which is the paste function. So often, if we're doing a paste, we might take a piece of text like this, hit Control C, and then we might do Control V, and then we want to get that. However, if you want to do look, let's take the look from here, and then we're going to paste it. You can see I've got two different bits of text, but normally now if you say to yourself, like, I want to go back and have take again, you'd have to go and maybe copy it again, but that's not actually the case. If you hit the Control V, then you can actually look into your clipboard and see all of the things that you've previously been copying into here. Sometimes when you use this for the first time, you'll have to activate it. But what's really handy about this is it keeps a history of the things that you've copied, and then you can just pick the ones you want, and then it will take them again. So this again is something I find really, really useful, that's available there, that you have this ability to be able to call, the history of your pastes that you've been doing, and then you can kind of use them dynamically. So I find that pretty cool. All right, the next one is Windows N, which is notifications. So let me bring this onto my main screen. All right, so if you see, if I hit Windows N, you can quickly bring out the calendar and any system-based notifications you would have. Again, this can be pretty handy if you're using notifications. For me personally, I like to keep my notifications turned off because I find it quite distracting if you're getting notifications all the time, and it takes me out of my flow. But again, if this is something you're using, you can easily have it pop up on the screen like that. The next one, this is not something I use so much nowadays that I'm working on a PC at home, but it's actually the Windows P button, which you can see opens up this little box in the right hand corner down here. So if you're using a laptop and kind of connecting to external screens, it can often be that you want to extend your display or duplicate it depending on the function that you're using. I use this whenever I go into the office and I take my laptop. I'm always using the Windows P button to be able to access this shortcut to be able to project my screen in this particular way. Next up, we've got Windows E, which is like a quick draw to opening up the Explorer, so you can be able to see all of the files that are in your Explorer. So I'm blurring the screen just because this is obviously my work stuff in here, but this is all of the different things that you can see in here. Again, I'm going to use the other keys to be able to minimize it, so I get that out of the way. And then the last one, last but not least, is to use Windows W, which if you're into it, if you're a fan of widgets, you can actually get the widgets here. And yes, I can confirm it's raining outside, as is seen by my window, but this is kind of a really handy one. This completes this week's video on my top 10 favorite Windows shortcuts that I use quite often. I hope you found them useful. I want to take a minute to thank all my subscribers who've joined the channel since I started the channel in August. It's been great to have you along on the ride. I've got big plans for the channel in the new year with a multi-part series that's in the works at the moment that I've spent already a week and a half writing and working on, and I can't wait to kind of show you what's in progress there. If you have any video ideas or things you'd like me to cover in the new year that I haven't already covered, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And whilst you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel as well. Don't forget to pay it forward. Have a great new year and see you soon.